Good evening, everyone, and this is our lecture number 2 on the chapter Biological Classification, and topic for the day is Kingdom Monera of Bacteria. Okay, so let's discuss in details one by one. Okay, Kingdom Monera. Kingdom Monera. Bacteria are the most abundant microorganisms. Okay, you see bacteria in water, your hands, your home, and everywhere you see bacteria. Okay, bacteria are the most abundant microorganisms. Hundreds of bacteria are present in a handful of soil, and they live in hot springs, deserts, snow, deep hydrothermal vents at high temperature, pressure, extreme condition, both aerobic and anaerobic bacteria, methanogens, thermoacidophiles, thermophiles, etc. Different kinds of bacteria are present. They live in extreme habitat. Okay, and many of them are what? Parasites, and many of them are parasites. So this is a basic introduction, and in the last class we have studied that bacteria are prokaryotic organisms, okay, and they have both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Both autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition, right? And now we are going to discuss about the classification of bacteria based on the shape. Very important. Previous year, several times NEET questions arise from this topic. Okay, bacteria are classified into 4 types based on their shape. First one is coccus. Coccus or spherical in shape. Coccus or spherical shaped bacteria. Look, spherical shaped bacteria. That spherical shaped bacteria, if they are occurring as this, you will be calling it as what? Like the bunch of grape, if they are occurring as bunch of grape, you will be calling it as a staphylococcus. If they're occurring like scene, you will be calling it as a streptococcus. Exactly, okay? Then you have the bacillus, which is a rod-shaped bacteria. For example, Clostridium tetani. Okay, Clostridium tetani. And if the rods are combined together, you will be calling it as streptobacillus, etc. You will be calling it. They are the rod-shaped bacteria. Okay. Next is Vibrio or comma-shaped bacteria. Vibrio or comma-shaped bacteria, that is Vibrio cholerae. Vibrio cholerae. And last one is the spirillum or spiral-shaped bacteria. Treponema pallidum. Okay. All these are different classes of bacteria based on their shape. Clear? This is a very important slide. You may expect several questions from this slide. Next is Kingdom Monera. Okay, bacterial structure is very simple, but they are complex in behavior and show metabolic diversity. Already told you that they may be autotrophic or heterotrophic, and among them they are photosynthetic, chemosynthetic, then they may be saprophytic or parasitic in nature, correct? So some of the bacteria are autotrophic in nature, that is they synthesize food from inorganic substrate just as how plants do. And majority of them are heterotrophic in nature. Majority of the bacteria are heterotrophic in nature, that is they do not synthesize their own food, and they depend, this term is important, depends on other organisms, dead organic matter for food, or depend directly or indirectly on plants for their food. Okay. So next one is a classification of bacteria. Okay, bacteria are classified into Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Bacteria are classified into Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. First one is a halophiles. Second one, Archaebacteria classified again into 3. First one halophiles, second one thermoacidophiles, third one methanogens. What are halophiles? What are halophiles? Halophiles are those bacteria which live in extreme saline condition. Those bacteria which live in extreme saline condition. What is thermoacidophiles? Those bacteria that live in hot springs. Those bacteria that live in hot springs. Next is methanogens. Methanogens are those bacteria which live in the gut of ruminant animals or in marshy areas. Eubacteria are classified into autotrophic form and heterotrophic form. Autotrophic form is classified into photosynthetic autotroph and chemosynthetic autotroph, whereas heterotroph are classified into parasitic and saprophytic. Okay, these three are important. Okay, they are asked for your previous NEET MCQ. Name the type of bacteria that can live in extreme conditions, and the option or the correct answer would be this particular thing, that is Archaebacteria. This was previous year AIMS MCQ. Okay, so let's move with the next one. You have to complete this chapter by today, right? Okay. Kingdom Monera, first we are going to discuss about Archaebacteria. They live in the harshest habitat. Okay, I've already discussed, so I'll be going a little bit faster since there are many students who are watching this video for NEET 2020. So it must be a crash course for them. So I have to finish it in little bit of time. Okay, they live in extreme harsh condition such as salty areas such as halophiles, I've already discussed. Hot springs, thermoacidophiles. Marshy areas or the gut of ruminant animals, cut-chewing animals such as cow, buffalo, goat, etc. They are methanogens, deer, etc. Archaebacteria have a different cell wall structure for their survival in the harsh condition. Methanogens are found in the gut of ruminant animals such as cow, buffalo, etc. They produce methane or biogas from the dung of these animals. That is why the main component of biogas is methane, right? Look how all the images are shown. This is the image about halophiles. This is the image on thermoacidophiles, methanogens. And these methanogens are also found in the gut of ruminant animals, in the alimentary canal of the cut-chewing animals, because methanogens digest cellulose. Moreover, they can produce the gas methane, which can be used in the biogas production. Okay, so methanogens are really helpful. Next is eubacteria. Eubacteria, what is the term? Eu means, pseudo means false, but eu means true bacteria. Okay, they have a rigid cell wall and a flagellum if they are being motile. If they are motile, they have a rigid cell wall and have a flagellum. They include autotrophs such as photosynthetic and chemosynthetic, and heterotrophs also. They may be autotrophs, as we have already told. They may be autotrophs or heterotrophs depending upon the type or habitat that they are surviving. Okay, photosynthetic autotrophs. First, we are going to discuss about the photosynthetic autotrophs, and this is very, very important NEET slide. We can expect direct 100% direct MCQ from this chapter. Okay, for example, the photosynthetic autotroph, it is cyanobacteria. They have a pigment called chlorophyll A, which is similar to that of green plants. This was a previous year AIMS MCQ assertion reasoning. Very tough questions. Okay, you can expect this time for this AIMS questions for your NEET also, assertion reasoning. Since AIMS, JIPMER, everything is included in the NEET only, right? Okay, then cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria, they are known as a blue-green algae, very important. Cyanobacteria are known as a blue-green algae, important. The unicellular colonial of filaments is marine or terrestrial. Look, different cyanobacteria such as Anabaena, nostoc. You are familiar with these two terms, right? Anabaena, nostoc. Different structures of Anabaena. Then Oscillataria, some of you might have seen this Oscillataria through the microscope in your class 11 biology lab exams. Okay, when I was studying, it was there and I got it for one exam, Oscillataria, and I was confused whether to write Oscillataria or Spirogyra, since both their structures appear inside the microscope as similar. Okay, so they generally exist as colonies and they are surrounded by a gelatinous sheet. They are often found as blooms in polluted water bodies, and some of them may fix nitrogen. Very, very important point. Very, very important point. Some of them can fix atmospheric nitrogen with the help of certain structures called specialized cells called heterocysts. Okay, they are able to fix atmospheric nitrogen through specialized cells called heterocysts. This is a heterocyst. Okay, diagrams are there in the NCERT textbook. For example, nostoc, Anabaena, oscillataria, etc. are examples of what? Cyanobacteria. Is it clear, everyone? Next one. Chemosynthetic autotroph. Okay, chemosynthetic autotroph, you have green sulfur bacteria. I think this green sulfur bacteria was an AIMS question, 2017 NEET question for the code P1. There are several codes for NEET, right? For the code P1, I think this was the first question. I have seen it. Okay, this is a NEET MCQ. Previous year NEET question about the sulfur bacteria. They oxidize inorganic substances like nitrates, nitrite, and ammonia and use the energy released for ATP production. Name the type of bacteria that helps in recycling nutrients. It is chemosynthetic autotroph, and if the option is given, they are green sulfur bacteria. They help in recycling of nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, iron, and sulfur. Okay, is it clear? Iron, sulfur, phosphorus, nitrogen, etc. Okay, next one. Heterotrophic bacteria. Okay, heterotrophic bacteria. Heterotrophic bacteria are the most abundant in nature. Okay, the number of heterotrophic bacteria is more as compared to what? Autotrophic bacteria. Okay, they are mainly decomposers. Is it clear, everyone? Okay, our next one is okay, heterotrophic bacteria and the impact. We are going to discuss the impact on human affairs. They are used to make curd from milk. Okay, which bacteria? Curd from milk. Lactobacillus. You have studied. Those have completed and preparing for NEET. They might know this. Microbes in human welfare. 12th standard topic. Okay, they are used in the production of antibiotics. Okay, fixing nitrogen. Rhizobium bacteria fixing nitrogen. Anabaena, nostoc. Some are pathogens causing diseases. Vibrio cholerae causing cholera. Salmonella typhi causing typhoid. Example: cholera, typhoid, tetanus, citrus canker, etc. are certain diseases that are caused by heterotrophic bacteria or caused by bacteria. Next is the mode of reproduction. Most of the bacteria reproduces by fission. All of you knew this concept, right? Separation of nucleus, genetic material, then what? At last, finally, division of the cell into two. Or this particular cell gets converted into two. Very easy, right? But during unfavorable condition, they produce spores. During unfavorable condition, they produce certain structures called spores. They also reproduce by a sort of sexual reproduction by DNA transfer from one bacterium to another. For example, transduction, transformation, conjugation, etc. Different form of sexual reproduction that you can see in case of monerans. Okay, then the very important topic that is very important for me, that is about the mycoplasma. They are the organisms without a cell wall. They are the organisms without a cell wall. They are the smallest living organism. Very important NEET question. They are the smallest organism. They can survive without oxygen. Important. Many of them are pathogenic, and these mycoplasma are also known as PPLO. It is pleuropneumonia-like organism. The pneumonia-like organisms. Okay, pleuropneumonia-like organisms is mycoplasma. Okay, this is our last part. That is, we will be continuing with Kingdom Protista in the next class. Beautiful slides and points are awaiting for you. Important Kingdom Fungi is coming after that. So let's wait for the session. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our wonderful channel. Okay, thank you all.